Hi guys, Roman Goose here from the Guitar Show. What I'm going to do today is to show you a real basic kind of pedal board that I'm going to be putting together. I was sort of rocking a huge pedal board with a switching system, and just as I've been doing more kind of gigs and more sessions and just being more active as a musician, I've just found out that I've just cut my pedal board right down to the bare minimum. So I'm just going to show you what I'm putting together today. Okay guys, we're in my kitchen and we're just basically putting together a little board. This is a board that I'm going to be using for 2019. Got some gigs coming up, some little tours. I've got a new trio, so I just wanted to put together something really simple that I can either carry or jump on a bus or train or aeroplane, or if I'm in my car I can just sling it in the car, you know, something really simple. So first of all, this is, sometimes I take this, sometimes I don't, depending on you know, the type of gig. This is a volume pedal, which I really like, and I use the volume pedal for guitar changes, and if you're singing and playing guitar, it's quite a lot of things to do, so it's really good to have this just to manage your volume. Also I use it on a delay patch, which I'm going to show you in a minute, for using a soundscape effect. Okay, so let's talk about the tuner. This is a really rubbish tuner, but I've had it since I started playing guitar, so it's kind of quite nostalgic. Korg GT3 tuner. Okay, first of all, we're going into this Thorpe Effects pedal. Now, normally I would come out of here into the Thorpe Effects pedal, and then there's another output into the tuner. So it just depends if I can take the volume or not. So this pedal here, it's a one-off pedal that Adrian Thorpe made. And it's basically a fuzz face with a couple of tweaks, and it is absolutely amazing for slide guitar and all the kind of gold foil pickups that you've probably seen me use. It's just fantastic. It's a lot of fuzz pedals I can't get on with. There's a few. The one like the GTX Bone Machine is amazing. That's an amazing fuzz, and this is an amazing fuzz. So it's not a model, but maybe if you really want to have one of these, ask Adrian to make you one. Or ask Adrian to release this, because he should, in my opinion. It's a really amazing fuzz. And that kind of symbol was because I was playing in Morocco, and that's a kind of Berber sign symbol there. Okay, this pedal here I've been using for a long, many years, decades. And literally when it first came out, I think in 2008. So that's over 10 years. Yeah, 10 years, or yeah, over 10 years now. What I recommend is getting a pedal and using it for a long time, so you really get to know that pedal, you know how it works, its pros and cons. This pedal is great with Telly's Strats and all the kind of quirky guitars I play. It's actually number 5, and this was a handmade run. This wasn't a factory model, it was just a handmade run. There was only 60 or 70 of these, handmade by Yuki himself. This has got provenance here, but actually Yuki made this, and then he went on to found Free the Tone, and release another version of this for Free the Tone. But this one is pretty unique. It's the first one, as you know. The circuit changes and different components, and this particular one just sounds incredible. It's basically the best overdrive pedal I've ever used. For myself, for you it could be very different, but for me, this is one I can't leave home without. So that's a Soft 2 by Providence, but designed by Yuki, who also formed this company, Free the Tone, and this is a new pedal by him. And this is kind of like the typical pedal that everyone's making at the moment, which is this clon dumble mixed with a bit of super reverb, you know, this sort of modern blues sound which everyone's going for, which, you know, I'm not a great fan of, because I like things to sound distinct. I don't want to sound the same as everybody else. That's why I use this thing and this thing. But this is really good. This doesn't work well with Les Paul guitars. This does. So that's why I've got this. And it's good to try something modern out. And so I've done a demo of this. You can see this on my channel. And yeah, we're going to see how this goes. I'm pretty confident it's going to stay though, because it's quite nice. Now this is a pedal I've been waiting for a long time. Yuki actually made another delay pedal called the Flight Time, and the Flight Time was an incredible pedal, but it was just like over the top. It was OTT, and you couldn't change patches easily on the fly. So because basically all I want is 4 patches from a delay. I want a slapback, I want a short delay, a long delay, and I want a soundscape. Okay, so I want to have a way of getting to those 4 patches super quick. So basically with this thing here, you've got 2 knobs. That's to turn it on, that's to turn it off. This here, you hold it down and it changes to one of those 4 patches. So that's all I need. It also functions as a tap tempo if you do that. So basically that's all I want from a delay. Everything else is a bonus, and I'm probably never going to use it. This delay here is stereo. I only use delays in mono. I have a very simple rig, but this does all kinds of things with modulation. So if you want all the modulation stuff and all that stuff, it's here. It's again, it's another OTT delay, but you can use it in a really basic way. And what I like about this delay, I'm going to do a demo actually later today, you'll see on my channel, is its pristine sounds. It's kind of got that 2290 TC 2290 that the Edge famously used, and Robin Ford and other guys. It's got that kind of vibe to it. So this is why I love this delay, you know. Okay, this is all going through a Zuma Strymon. This is, you know, I've tried lots of different power supply units through the years. This is the best. Okay, I'm going to say that now. Strymon makes some great stuff. You've got a couple of taps here if you want some different voltages, but it's just really robust. It works perfectly, and it feeds the pedals with the right amount of voltage, you know. So that's a really, really good thing. Okay, so basically this is really the core pedal board which I'm going to be using. Now all this, I always love to use reverbs because I don't have the delay pedal on all the time. When you're playing sort of quite staccato like I do, when you've got a delay on, if the delay is slightly out, it makes you sound out. You know, it makes you sound like you're out of time. So if I'm playing a lot of staccato sort of stuff, I don't tend to use the delay now. It's something I've only just recently sort of realised, you know, through my own stupidity. But I've watched some of my YouTube clips and I thought, I'm playing out of time, and it's not. It's the delay's out of time. So I know you've got to tap tempo, but when you, like I said, when you're singing and you're in the middle of it all, you know, the last thing you're going to be thinking about is hitting that tap tempo. So there you go. So what I'm using for a reverb, if I can take a lot of gear, my first choice would be this, which is the Victoria Reverberamo. The great thing about this reverb is that it's got a vibrato tremolo, sort of harmonic tremolo, which is really, really nice, which I use a lot when I'm playing slide guitar. The drawback of it is that it's got a lot of tubes, and it kind of makes the sound a little bit squishy, sort of a little bit more compressed, and takes a hi-fi out of your tone. That can be really nice depending on the amp that you're using, but me personally, I like to retain quite a hi-fi sound, you know. So that's the kind of only downside to this, but otherwise it's amazing. It's really, really, is it? But another downside, it's very expensive. So I'm going to show you another solution. So if I can't take the Reverberamo, I take this. This is the Carl Martin Headroom. It's basically a spring reverb unit inside a pedal. I know that sounds crazy. You can run this off a battery. You've got two kind of pedals in one. So the springs are inside here like this, and then here you use this thing here to lock it down or raise it when you want to perform. You've got a reverb selector switch here, and so you've got tone and level of the reverb. So you could have like a short reverb on that channel, and then on this channel you could have, on the B channel you could have, oh sorry no, that's B, that's A. You could have like a nice long sort of something for Albatross Peter Green, you know, a bit more hi-fi there. And that's it. It's a very simple pedal. I like these because these are no noise switches as well. I think it's really cheap. I don't know how much it is. It's about 150 quid. It's really cheap, and you can run it off a battery or you know, like one of these things. So sometimes if I can't take this and I'm just taking one guitar and it's just a very simple thing, I'll literally take this pedal here and this. This is like a really cheap kind of copy of a Klon, £20 off eBay. Sounds fantastic. Again, I think I've done a demo of this. Okay, so 2019 for me is all about cutting it back, keeping it really, really simple. And you know, for me, it's not about, you know, getting exactly what Jimi Hendrix used in 1967 in March on that concert. It's not about that now. Now it's about just using simple stuff. You know how to use it, you know how it sounds. It's your sound, a little bit sort of unique. and just start, you know, concentrate on the guitar playing. You know, concentrate on your guitar, and the effects are there. You know, they're there to help you. But you should, you know, one great discipline. You know, try this. Is go out to a gig with just a guitar and a cable. Don't even use any pedals. Can you do a gig with no overdrive, with nothing, just using the guitar and a cable? And I actually did that recently, and it's one of the best gigs I've done in the last few years, because I had to really concentrate on the guitar and getting the sounds out of the guitar, out of my fingers. You know, I had no, tell a lie, I had reverb. So I took this pedal here actually. So this was the only pedal I took, was a Carl Martin Reverb. That's the only pedal I took. You know, so try this, guys. Let me know in the comments a gig you've done with no effects, or tell me how you've kind of gone from having a massive, mad effects rig like I used to. I mean, people used to laugh when I used to turn up at the gig. I'd have a huge rig like a NASA mission control, you know, and it was getting to the point it was just silly, you know. So now I've just got rid of that and just kept a real simple rig now. Thanks guys for watching this video. Up next is a Free the Tone Future Factory delay pedal gear review, and also that Carl Martin Reverb pedal you just saw. I'll be reviewing that along with some other treats as well. So please subscribe and see you soon. Take care.